This Galaxy S22 Plus built this channel, but it developed the famous Samsung green lines, so I had to get a new phone. Switching from Android to iOS was, well, an eye-opening experience for me. So here's what I loved and hated about the iOS 18/iPhone 16 Pro. Just a disclaimer, I know that the S22 Plus is way older, okay? I know. These are just for comparison. Also, be careful Android users, you might want to get an iPhone after this video. I warned you. Let's start with the things I love with this shit. But before anything else, MagSafe, wow. The amount of accessories and features you can unlock with just a built-in magnetic ring is just crazy. Okay, so the first thing I noticed is how apps have more features or work better on the iOS. Simple things like moving words on Duolingo, which you can't do on an Android. Also, the background on Instagram is animated while it's just stagnant on my Samsung. I have the Android 14 on the S22 Plus for reference. Even small animations like when someone liked your story on Instagram or how smoothly it zooms in on the Instagram stories. Yes, I'm on Instagram a lot. I haven't checked the other apps, but I'm sure we can find more differences. Next is, for some reason, even with the same refresh rate of 120Hz, the iPhone looks and feels smoother to scroll through than my Samsung. I don't know if you can see the difference here, but I guess Apple Pro's motion has something to do with the scrolling experience. What's crazier is Samsung makes the screens for the iPhones, right? Or did they change that? I just hope my iPhone does not develop the famous Samsung green lines. One of the coolest things I found on the Apple phone is the tiny attention to details they put in. Like the small animations when you press the lock or volume button. Even the text that appears on the action button moves a tad. That's pretty awesome, dude. Don't even get me started on the dynamic island. Even when unlocking the phone, you get this kind of parallax effect where the apps just drop into the homepage, whereas in Android, the phone just, well, unlocks. The flashlight had a bit of a cool upgrade too, but does it really make a difference? I can see why people are so addicted to the iPhone. It just pleases our lizard brain and get us hooked more on using it. I get that you can customize pretty much everything on the Android, but sometimes I don't have the time for that, is what I'm saying. The NFC function on the iPhone is way better. With my Android, I have to remove the case for the NFC function to work, whereas with the iPhone, a quick tap on the forehead is all I need. I know that's not related to the OS, but check this out.
Napakaangas.
This feature has been out for old Samsung phones and I wish they'd bring it back. It's the best way to exchange contacts in my opinion. My favorite feature on the iPhone is the fucking Find My. Excuse my language. I know Samsung has this as well, but Find My has a simpler design and is easy to use. Just look at the UI comparison of the two. There are more items that's compatible with the Find My app as well. I also love that I can track my friends and family via their iPhones, vice versa. Lastly, I love the Face ID authentication feature. It's such a lazy and efficient way to unlock your phone, and it won't work while your eyes are closed, so no one can sneakily open your phone while you're asleep, unlike the fingerprint scanner. Let's not forget the seamless Apple ecosystem. There's also one for Samsung, but it's up to the end user to decide which one is better. But as a Samsung fanboy, I think Apple has this one, sadly. Dear Android users, are you liking the iPhone yet? Before you get one, here are some of the things I didn't like about it. Firstly, there's no option to close all opened apps at once, unlike the Android phones. We are nearing 2025, guys, what the fuck? I'm sure Apple will release this feature soon and call it innovative or something. There's no split screen option as well, but honestly, I use that on my Samsung like once or twice. Just being honest. The camera button is cool, but it's a bit hard to use vertically. Me and the people who tried it complained that it's hard to use on portrait mode one-handed, since it will probably shake a little bit. Although it's very handy when you need a quick snap of something, like when your cat is acting stupid. Speaking of the camera, the iPhone camera app has great features but is a bit limited, which the Blackmagic app can help with. On my Samsung phone, I had pretty much everything I needed except for a color log profile. The widgets on the iPhone are cool, but I miss the stacked widgets on Samsung, where I only have the two most important things I check. Alarms on my Samsung will also tell me the time it takes for my alarm to ring when set, which is a cool detail to know how many hours I'll be sleeping or gaming or whatever. Meanwhile, on the iPhone, it only works on my bedtime alarm. A small detail, sure, but helpful. The last one is what pissed me off the most, is that you can't search an emoji. I mean, why? I don't know if it's a bug, but I got used to my Android being able to find the right emoji with my vague search cues. Now I have to find it manually, which sounds so petty, I know, but that shouldn't be an issue to a smartphone at this price point. It's just crazy, which in return makes me look crazy. In conclusion, people I know who used both an Android and iOS said one thing: the iPhone is such a basic phone, easy to use and fun. And honestly, I love it, dude. Well, that's everything. Comment down below if you're team Android or iOS. If anyone has a fix to some of my complaints, please let me know in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, I guess.